Hello, everybody. It's great to be back with you. Today, I'm going to be talking about ethics. This is one of my service offerings, which you can find under the website www.stevecrummick.com/ethics. So it is one of my passions. I am a certified ethics officer and able to introduce codes of ethics, ethics programs, ethics management programs, and total ethics management programs and values programs into your organization or in your business. So you might ask yourself, why am I talking about ethics today? And why on earth should we be considering ethics and ethics programs and codes of ethics within our organization? So I'm going to be talking a little bit today about a couple of other key issues. And one of those key issues is quite a frightening statistic. Is the question, why do good people do bad things? There's an estimation out there that up to 90% of people will commit fraud, steal, commit a crime, or lie or cheat. And why so, may you ask? And this is why we're talking about ethics today, is because we have this very scary statistic that we're dealing with, either in businesses, organizations, or non-government organizations, or any entity really for that matter, and especially government. This is, again, one of the important reasons why we're talking about ethics today, and there needs to be some kind of an ethics structure in all the foregoing that I've just spoken about. So let's unpack this, why an estimated 90% of people will actually commit fraud on an ongoing basis. So some of you might have heard about something called the fraud triangle, the triggers to unethical behavior. And there are three elements to that fraud triangle. One of them is pressure. If there is sufficient pressure in a person's life, they could potentially be nudged and forced to, through that pressure, unconsciously, to commit fraud, lie, cheat, steal, or whatever the case may be. That pressure might be financial pressure. Let's say, for instance, they've recently lost a job and they've got kids to look after, or debt to pay, or their bond to pay, or whatever the case may be. That extreme financial pressure very often pushes people to do things that they normally wouldn't do. So we need to be aware of and manage that financial pressure. There's also work pressure. So leaders need to be acutely aware to manage their employees' pressure that they're under. The more pressure people are under, the less likely they are to behave ethically. This is very important. There's other kind of pressure, such as vices or social pressure. So pressure is a very, very important element in that fraud triangle, which could contribute to a person going over the edge, behaving unethically. Okay, the second element with regards to that fraud triangle is rationalization. As humans, when we behave unethically, excuse me, we tend to rationalize our behavior. An example of a rationalization, let's say, for instance, you are rushing to an appointment because you are late. You finished your previous appointment late and you're rushing and you're speeding, and the police pull you over and they issue with a speeding ticket, and you try and rationalize to the traffic officer that you were rushing to your next appointment because you were late. So there's that rationalization process, and we try and make a wrong right. And this is another reason why people behave unethically, break the law, or commit fraud, or steal, or whatever the case may be. The other element in that fraud triangle is opportunity. If an opportunity exists for a person to commit fraud, lie, cheat, steal, then they could potentially, or there's a higher probability that they will behave unethically. Some of those opportunities would be, is there an opportunity to commit fraud or to steal? So we as leaders and individuals as a whole need to make sure that those opportunities are not there. If a person thinks that they can conceal the fraud, the cheating, the lying, or the theft, then there's also that increased probability that they will behave unethically. If also they feel that they will avoid punishment, there's again an increased likelihood that they will behave unethically. So in terms of the fraud triangle, we need to be acutely aware of all those elements, and as leaders and individuals manage them so as to reduce the likelihood of a person behaving unethically. Another element is circumstances. Depending on the circumstances that a person finds themselves in, it could be something as simple as depression or anxiety that they are currently going under. Extreme anxiety tends to lead to a person not thinking as clearly as what they normally would do. That could then lead to them behaving unethically. So again, as individuals and leaders, we need to be aware of the circumstances that we find ourselves in, or that our team members or our staff find themselves in. If there is those kind of circumstances that contribute to them thinking unclearly and therefore behaving unethically due to those circumstances, we need to address that. So this is really, really a very, very interesting conversation around ethics, which leads me to the question is, do we have a common understanding of what ethics actually is? I guarantee you, if you were to put 20 people into a room and ask them what ethics is, you'd probably have at least 10 to 20 different interpretations of what ethics is. So I'm going to chat very briefly about what ethics is. It's the thing like we all have different interpretations, as I've already said. What is important is within a business or an organization, a country, it's essential to have a common language around ethics. There are ethics issues that need to be addressed and codified within business, organizations, and a country. Some examples could be through a code of ethics, a code of conduct, a total ethics management program, laws, policies, and procedures, and formulated universal values. This is essential when we're talking ethics, to have these kind of things in place. Otherwise, the framework isn't there to manage ethics and bring about ethical behavior. So let's, as I said, unpack that definition of ethics a little bit. So it is the relating to moral principles, morally good conduct. It's pertaining to or dealing with morals or principles of morality, and pertaining to right and wrong conduct. It is being in accordance with rules and standards for right conduct or practice, especially standards for professionals. Opening up that definition a little bit more around what ethics is. These are the decisions and the choices and the actions or the behaviors we make that reflect and enact our values. Our values, what we value most, can lead us to becoming ethical. Therefore, defining and implementing and living values is very important because that contributes to a person behaving ethically and acting ethically. Ethics is a set of standards of conduct that guide decisions and actions based on the duties derived from core values. There's that values again. The discipline dealing with what is good and bad and with moral duty and obligations. It is the decisions, choices, and actions we make that reflect and enact our values. Ethics are a set of moral principles and values. That is a very, very high level overview of what ethics is. So at the end of the day, it is essential for us to behave ethically and ensure all the foregoing is in place, and to talk about some of those key elements that I've already discussed in order to make sure we behave ethically and we as leaders behave ethically and bring about ethical cultures within the organizations that we find ourselves within. So if you've got any questions in this regard, you'd like to talk to me or bring me in to consult with you around implementing codes of ethics, codes of conduct, and ethical cultures and total ethics management programs so as to reduce fraud, crime, corruption, deceit, and lying within your business or organization or NGO or whatever entity it is, give me a call. You can see my contact details there. It's my WhatsApp or cell number is +27 82 900 679, or you can email me on stevewk@twrcc.co.za. Looking forward to hearing from you and adding value to you. All the best and take care, and we'll chat soon. Take care. Bye-bye.